One of my biggest regrets from visiting every country in the world is not learning more languages. In my opinion, it's the best way to connect with people and fully wrap my head around their culture. I really admire anyone's passion and determination to become multilingual or a polyglot. So in today's video, I want to introduce you to 3 amazing polyglots that I've met around the world. Trust me when I say that you're going to be so stunned when you hear their stories. This is Mafia. Born and raised in Bangkok, this cutie is only 2.5 years old, and he learned English all by himself. The reason I'm bringing him to your attention is because of his amazing ability to learn English on his own. Yes! In his household, he's not being brought up bilingual. He is immersed in speaking Thai. In fact, learning English is not so common in Thailand, as the country is ranked 64th out of 88th in the English Proficiency Index of 2018. But thanks to watching YouTube videos, which he swiftly knows how to navigate, Mafia has been learning English because he wants to, because he enjoys it. He knows the alphabet, he knows all the colors, orange, and all of these animals.
Seahorse.
Good job!
Wow!
Hippopotamus.
What is this? Zebra. Fish.
Blue shark. Crab.
This is duck.
Duck. Whale.
His favorite song?
What is this?
As much as we tend to complain about the internet consuming our lives, I see it the other way around. The internet brings opportunities that seldom existed before. Think about this. Only 55.1% of the world's population has internet access today. As this number grows closer to 100, we are bound for exciting times ahead because of the billions of kids out there like Mafia who are the future of the world. They are learning things at a faster rate than any generation in history, and they will have so many opportunities to innovate, succeed, and make the world a better place. I hope you guys are as optimistic as I am, because let me tell you, it's an exciting time to be alive.
Hi, my name is TJ, I'm 16 years old, and I speak 13 languages.
Aquí en Portugal, siento-me feliz.
我不知道 Armenia 在中文，可是我觉得更сказать хлеб по-армянски.
Хлеб это hot.
Estamos comiendo a Zubiote en Bilbao.
Я хотел вручить там Michelin, je...
On peut voir le bout que les archives historiques ont célébré.
In order of fluency, I speak English, French, Spanish, Russian, Persian. And on that second tier, I speak Polish, Chinese, Bulgarian, Czech Slovak, and then I'm a recent beginner in languages like Hindi, Haitian Creole.
TJ comes from Scottsdale, Arizona, and first was inspired to learn other languages on a trip to China 3 years ago.
There was the first time I ever practiced Chinese, and after that I went to Spain and Portugal, filmed a few things in Iberia, went to Central Europe, stayed at my friend's house, also went down to Oceania, Australia, New Zealand, and most recently I went to Caucasia, Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan. I've kind of grown up in this household that's very multicultural. My mother is African American, my father is from Los Angeles, and my father's Hispanic. It's the reason why I learned Spanish, and it's also the reason why I've kind of taken interest in understanding different cultures.
There are about 1,000 hyperpolyglots in the world, which means someone who can have a conversation in 12 or more languages, and TJ might just be the youngest of them all. But the million-dollar question is, how does he learn?
So I use a variety of methods. For example, I enjoy watching movies dubbed in the language. It really helps me with that cultural aspect. I also enjoy learning vocabulary with things such as Duolingo.
你好.
I really like this app because it kind of eliminates the excuse of a language being too difficult to learn or too time-consuming. Through this process that I've made, I really am able to speak a language conversationally after 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how invested I am. So this is my first ever language book. So what I do is I work on essential vocabulary, about 600 words to 1,000 words. From there, I just start building on words that I learned through conversation. Grammar comes next.
I am absolutely amazed and envious by what this sophomore in high school has accomplished. He is too young to even drive a car, but his knowledge is already beyond people twice his age. I'm looking forward to following TJ's journey because I know he will be doing big things in the travel and video making space. And who knows how many more languages he will learn along the way. This is Vladimir.
And I've studied 22 languages.
Most people in the world speak only their native language. Then you have those gifted ones who know 2 or 3 or 4. And then you have Vladimir, who can speak over 20 languages from Mandarin to Farsi.
8 of them, 9 of them at quite a high level. That would be C1, C2 for those who are familiar with this scale.
Vladimir and I are in Budapest, Hungary right now, and he can speak Hungarian, so we're gonna go find someone random on the street and he's gonna ask him a question.
Hát a srác egy youtuber, és hát csinál videót rólam. Nem csak ezt, más videókat is csinál, és most csak arról, hogy mert én több nyelveken beszélek, és nem csak magyarul, és...
Do you think he sounds like he's from Hungary?
I think yes.
Vladimir comes from the eastern Slovak town called Košice. From a very young age, he was exposed to many languages.
I went to a Hungarian kindergarten, so I learned Hungarian, Slovak at the same time, basically. And since it was Czechoslovakia at that time, so I learned Czech as well. When I was about 7, I went to the United States, learned English almost as a native speaker. And then in school, I had to learn German. I learned a little bit of French from my, I think it was the sister of my aunt. And so it was just natural to learn.
As time went on, Vladimir learned more and more languages, not to show off or to impress anyone, but to be able to have a deeper connection to foreign cultures.
The most beautiful thing about it for me is when you sort of can tap into the culture, when you can experience the cool things that are going on in that culture as if you were from that culture. So for instance, we were talking about Eminem, about his hit singles in 2001 or 2, and I happened to be in the States at that time. I remember everyone was just crazy about it, and for me it was unbelievable to literally be part of that wave. So there are these moments of coolness in every culture. You just don't know about them because you don't speak Japanese or you don't speak, I don't know, Polish.
等一下我先去吃饭好不好？然后晚一点我们可以去。
Not surprisingly, Vladimir makes a living by translating languages.
I work as an interpreter and I have a bachelor's degree in Chinese studies, so I try to set the standards quite high.
So what's the hardest part about learning a new language?
I think the frustration that comes with knowing nothing at the beginning and progressing very slowly and belief that it will eventually get better. Because I think motivation is the most important thing. Yeah.
Vladimir is a cool guy, and I really admire his discipline to study languages because I know how hard it can be. If you ever see him on the street, be sure to say hi in your native language. Naskadano. Hezky den. Bye bye, see you later. It's truly remarkable how we live in a time where we can access the internet and learn information faster than ever before. I hope after hearing these stories, you'll feel inspired to learn a new language so you can immerse yourself in other cultures better than anyone can do it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. It really means the world to me. Make sure to hit that subscribe button below so you can stay updated on all my travel videos as I go to every country in the world. And also ring that little bell icon so you can get a notification when I post a new video. Lastly, if you're on Instagram, hit me up at Drew Binsky. I share a lot of behind the scenes live content on Instagram stories for my trips. With that all being said, have a wonderful day, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.